Everyone, how about thou? How about thou? How about thou? Let me get my headphones in actually. I should actually go get some music on. I can't believe I forgot to get the music today. Should really go get the music, right? Etepu neteru. Hope everyone's feeling irie. Who's in the room here today? In the Light Academy. Hetep, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. We've got a lot going on today. Let me go get some music. Give me a minute. Let me get some music. A and Safe is in the building. We've got a very interesting hour for you guys today. So bear with me a minute to get some music started. Yes, people, how art thou? I'm gonna bring in my special guest. But I also want to bring in some other friends into the conversation and get this one rolling. But we have got a busy day today, so I don't want to hold out too much. I was just meditating, and it was such a nice meditation. I kind of lost track of time, and so here we are. All right, let's bring in our guest. Actually, we've got two guests in here today. We've also got Alchemy UK, but our most important guest. Before I even go any further, I've got to talk about our guest today. Daughters of Earth, Gold and White. You was on the live with us last week. Then you got a treat. Well, we're about to go in deeper today, but we're going in very focused on a topic rather than just a random, introduction as we did last week, because you guys didn't know what was happening. You just got hit, bam, like a rocket. So we're gonna go deeper today. We're actually gonna go deeper today and have a real conversation. But we're actually gonna focus on our topic, the alchemy of the soul. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in A and Soph. Alchemy UK as well. Alchemy UK, I'm gonna definitely bring you to the floor. Shout out to everyone in the group who's joining us in the Light Academy, Universal for 9, Alchemy UK. Thank you for being here with us today. Um,
Uh, can you hear me?
yes, how art thou?
I'm great. Just can't see myself at the moment. I think I
Yeah,
just
I think
need to.
your camera might be the
Yeah,
other way around.
there we go. Right. Does it go? Am I all right? Am I all right this way?
I think you should. Sorry.
So
Yes, you should be. I mean, if you can't turn it the other way, then I guess we could always fit in with you.
I, actually, hang on. Let me try. Let me try do it the other way.
Yeah. Ah, there you go.
Yeah, is that
Yeah, that's
better?
better.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm bright.
There is no right and wrong in the world. It's just how you present yourself to the world, I guess. All right, let me see. I'm gonna move my phone holder around as well, so I'm not constantly standing up. I don't think I want to stand up for this whole interview. Okay, so we're online now. I was just getting some music sorted out so that we had something in the background, so it wasn't just plain ordinary me talking. Is that okay?
That's cool by
All
me.
right. And how is everyone doing today? How are you doing today, Golda?
I am well, thank you. I'm well. I'm pushing through boundaries with all this social media and
Oh
having to
dear.
talk to people. You, I'm really pushing myself because you know what? I didn't want to do anything.
Not into social media at all, are you?
No, no.
Oh
But
dear.
Well, remember I first asked you for help, and what did I say to you? No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do. And now I have to do all of it. Yeah.
The demands of life, the demands of life. Just one of those things. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you've decided to take a moment to share with us and join us.
Yeah.
and be online with us. It's a very precarious place online. It's what I always say to people is we go online to interact with each other. It's quite interesting because you're looking at your phone or your laptop, your tablet, whatever, and you're looking at something that somebody has put for you to see. That's an expression from the person. Now, whether that thing's a serious situation or a joke, it doesn't matter. The fact is we are interacting with each other via the internet. So the advantage, I can talk to you all the way in Australia or Japan and not ever physically met you. That's amazing. That's the most amazing part of the internet. The disadvantage, I miss the campfire. I miss the fire and the elders and the singing and the dancing in the indigenous way. Having that face-to-face interaction was just, I think we got more out of life being next to each other every evening, eating our dinner together. So yeah, big up.
They've got events for that, by the way.
Yes, they do. Bear with me. I'm just plugging my laptop charger in. Okay, you mean in England they've got events for this?
All over the world. All over the world. They have like shamanic events, and they have like just masculine bonding events where they go out in the forest around the fire, stuff like that. So
yeah,
I suppose we got the best of both worlds, really.
Well, it will be nice. It will be nice. I think I'm all settled now and I'm ready to go. I was in the meditation just before you called me. And I was like, oh my gosh, the time. We need to go.
Yeah, because you look kind of like Dalek-y, like you're breaking up a little bit as well. So, yeah. Okay, so shall I start?
Yes, let's get started. So, we're going to have a question thing today, everyone. So let me see, are the questions off? Let me see, commenting's on. Okay, questions are on. All right, so if you guys are in the live whilst we're hosting today, hit the comments, or if you have a serious question, please hit the question button and leave your question in the question section, and we will try and get to the answer before the end of the live. Hopefully we'll be finished within 45 minutes, maybe. We're trying to do this in less than an hour. So we're going to be talking about the alchemy of the soul today. But before we get started, before we dive into the depths of the soul and alchemy, please, Golda, talk to us about yourself. How long have you been involved in what you're doing? What is it that you do? Come on, talk to us and let's get in some insight.
Okay, so greetings everybody who's joined, and those who couldn't join but will send the recording too. Just good evening, and thank you for tuning in, I guess. So just a quick introduction to me. So I went through the normal process that we all do. So I went to university, got a job, bought a little place, got a car. Yeah, you set. That's it. That's the goal, isn't it? But then when I got that, it's like, oh, is that it? Is that it?
I've done it all now. What else?
Yeah. So then I started searching because obviously I wasn't fulfilled. So then I went down like the Pan-African route. So I did Black studies for 2 years. I taught Black studies. And so I went to different organizations like the Hebrew Israelites, Nation of Islam, African spirituality, looked at like, the Alcabalandas, are they called, or Nubians, and a little bit of
you mean Dr. Malachi York, the Nubians? Okay.
So I was looking at all of it, and then, and then even there was African spirituality, and then I I became unwell. So then I shifted into complementary therapies and looking at that. So I did a wide range of complementary therapies, such as I'm a crystal therapist, hypnotherapy, Reiki master, regression, transference healer. So a wide range of qualifications in complementary therapies. And then I would put on events, and I'd sell crystals, I'd make natural health products. So the whole 9 yards on that. And then
Okay.
and then from there I was guided to go deeper. Right, deeper into the soul, deeper into myself. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing probably for the past, I'd say 16 years, is going deep into consciousness, and specifically my own consciousness and the consciousness of the earth. And I've traveled to many countries, to over 70 countries, just like connecting with the land and understanding that consciousness. So I've very much been kind of like immersed in it. So, when you're immersed into something, there's a point in time where you have to be resurrected and,
Yeah.
and come into and start sharing. So, the alchemy training, a lot of it was a part of what would happen is that I would get shown and guided by spirits or guides, whatever you want to call them. And then I would have that knowledge kind of like consolidated. So it was very much a part of transference healing. And they have something called mystery schools. So
Okay.
I would get this knowledge, and then I would go to this mystery school and she's saying exactly the same thing as what I was showing, but somehow she was managing to consolidate it within me as well. She really supported energetically. So it's
So,
not
for those people who aren't aware, what is a mystery school? Because a lot of people might know about mysteries, but don't know what a mystery school is.
a mystery school is where you really learn the esoteric knowledge of a thing. So everything has well, it has more than two sides. Well, let's just say one word has two aspects to it. It has its outer aspect and its inner aspect. So so the average layman, X, Y, and Z might just look like X, Y, and Z. But in mystery school, they turn X, Y, and Z inside out, upside down, so that you know really what X, Y, and Z is.
Yeah. Okay. They really dig in deep. They don't just stay to the surface. We're going in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so I'm just cutting this short, man. So
Yeah, man.
that's
That's all right.
where I was, just starting out. So then once I get resurrected and go, right, okay, you need to come share some of this with your fellow people. That's what I definitely don't want to do, but I'm going to do. So so then what I did is I decided, okay, I'm going to put on an event, because this isn't stuff that you can just talk it. You have to experience it. You have to feel it for yourself, because some of it you can't put in these words that we've got or bring it into consciousness that we've got. So the only way you can do it is to experience it and then manifest it in whatever the way you've experienced it,
Yeah.
and that's really different for different people.
Yeah.
So I go, all right, then we'll put this event on. So the event is about co-creation, and it's the conscious co-creation between like the mind of the earth, between soul, and like the cosmos and nature.
Okay.
So what I mean by this, okay, so where the event is located is on a specific grid line, I call it a mind line of the earth, a specific mind line. So around the earth, there's many kind of like grids of consciousness, and they're multidimensional, interdimensional, and it's basically what you could call the mind of the earth.
Yeah.
So connecting with that there, in the space, connecting with the cosmos through the solstice. So the solstice, the summer solstice, it obviously is the longest day. It's divine rhythm, and it's like it's transformative. So connecting with that, so this is when the event is taking place on the 20th, on the summer solstice, and then connecting the energies associated with that specific grid line. So we're looking at, interdimensional earth, galactic beings, elemental, everything that's associated with it. So they're all a alchemical process, yeah.
Okay.
So then you have the soul. So at this venue, you've got the you've got a specific consciousness that we're going to be working with, and you've got the space consciousness, you've got the nature and the cosmos, and then you've got the soul. So
different focuses.
Right. Yeah, but they all form a part of this alchemical process that that consciousness goes through. So they're all really, they're all a frequency, aren't they? We're all frequencies, we're all light, and we just made it frequencies. So when one frequency impacts another frequency, there's a alchemical process that goes on. There's maybe a transmutation, a transformation, and then a transference, and that's how we grow and evolve. So I booked this venue. I go, right, okay, it's on the right line, the right time, got the venue, the space, now because the venue is in a listed building, which also is of importance as well.
Yeah.
Both cosmologically and within the earth.
So it's a listed building and it's on the ley line, a grid line. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I book it and go, right, okay, I've done it. So, but then I'm thinking, but I've got to invite people. Now, I don't know no one. But I've got to invite people. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then no one knows me. So how am I going to start explaining this event? What it's about? And stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. So then that's my journey over the past couple of months to doing all this.
But you're not a complete nobody. You have had quite an impact on the community, even if it's just quietly in the spiritual corner. There are people who still know of you.
That remember me from back in the day.
All of the yoga classes that we had, like that yoga class was full of people, mate.
It's probably just because I've been immersed for so long and then coming back up. So that's probably what I mean by I don't know anybody, because there have been people from the past that have been passing through, and kind of saying, well, where have you been, kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. Where you there?
Right. Okay. So then so I had to get people, but the thing about it was the explaining what the event was about, because it's not just like another mind, body, spirit event. This event is targeted at shifting your, let's say, the way to describe it is it activates, let's say, a frequency within your soul to help you evolve or progress. So I'll explain that clearer in a moment. So if I just break it down, make it simple, so I stop rambling. So you have the listed building. So the list, so that location cosmologically and sort of like on the Earth grid is important in itself. Yeah. So that holds a certain frequency.
Okay.
And so then we have the grid line, which is actually on the Bolinas grid, right? And so the specific energy we're working from, so the specific path line, or you might want to call it a timeline, but there isn't no such thing as time. So that's why I try and stay away from that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Maybe you broke that down to me the other day. I was like, well, yes, carry on.
so there's a specific one that is emerging at this time.
Yeah.
And this is to support people to connect to frequencies of the old world. So what I mean by this, so you may come to the event, you may hold frequencies of the old world, or you may be awakening to access those frequencies, which then come with maybe some type of gift, some type of talent. So this is all orchestrated by your higher self. So it's not something, oh yeah, me, I'll go and get this and do this. No. Because it all works on the consciousness of your blueprint, your coding, and also it's orchestrated by your higher self. So you're connecting with that, you're connecting to the realms that are supporting that. So, we've got the plant, animal kingdoms, the mineral kingdoms, keepers of nature, the Numina or Neturu. So they're all fueling this alchemical process at this particular point in time. So then you've got the cosmic alignment, so the solstice. So that's a very transformational alchemical process in itself. And then you've got the collaborators, as I mentioned, and then finally you have the soul. And so what happens? You're given a doorway of opportunity. So this isn't something that just happens, it's just that you come into the space. You have the alchemical process, which opens a door of opportunity. Now, either you will walk through that door, or you don't walk through the door.
Yeah.
So as my dad used to say, two bad men can't stay in one place, right? One has to go out and another one has to come in.
Pops, why Pops two bad man? Rather than two bull can rule in a one pen, two bad man.
Yeah, he used to say two bad men can't occupy the same space.
All right. I understand. I get it.
Yeah. So you have this opportunity to let go of the old so that you can embrace a new. And what this does, this allows you to access probably a part of your soul that you probably haven't been able to access before. So a deep frequency. So this type of alchemy is going on all the time. And I've experienced it numerous times when I've turned up to a site and I see the sun is in a certain angle and I can see the moon, and then this is happening and that's a whole alchemical process. And so rather than talking about it, I said, well, people need to experience it for themselves. They need to come and feel the energy. Because also at the events, we have exhibits which are going to support that whole process and in alignment with that process. So we've got somebody who's doing working with frequency, working with crystal bowls that you can experience. There's some templates there that will support the integration.
Yes.
There's art exhibits and sacred geometry, which will also. So this space is packed jam. This is like this space is kind of like energetically going to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted people to experience. There's a girl coming down from Newcastle. She's coming with a crystal skulls. They're grid masters. So you're going to feel and you're going to be in held in that space, and be supported. Yeah.
So the event taking place is it's gonna be interesting, then, to say the least. Then let's say so there's gonna be, if I can try and break this down, a main hall where everyone will come. We gather. We have an opening ceremony. We have a meditation, and then what happens? We split off into groups, or
Right.
how does it?
Okay, so we have the opening, and I will do a meditation for the opening, and then there's going to be some presentations. So I'll be doing the main presentation. So I'll be talking in more detail on the alchemy of the soul, and I think rather than again doing talking, I think I'm going to actually do a practice, the one that I'm going to do with you today. One similar to that, because you can talk all you like. I mean, half the stuff you can go and Google anyway, so why not experience? You know what I mean? so there'll be an opening, then there'll be a presentation, so I'll be talking. Then I've got some other presenters, so Anne-Marie will be talking about space, so she's an architect. I have another lady. She will be talking about her journey, to where she's now, and there'll be some spoken words. And then, like I said, there's the workshop. So that will take place probably between 4 and 7. Then there'll be a break, and then there'll be workshops. So depending on what you book, you can attend at least one of the workshops. So you've got the Venus Dragon Rose template workshop, and so that is a templating exercise to integrate another aspect of the soul. You've got the crystal earth consciousness with the crystal skulls. We've got crystal bowls, so Anne-Marie will be doing crystal bowls. We've got the space within, so and then there'll be spoken word. So there'll be several workshops going on all at the same time. So after all the workshops, at about 9:30, we will come back together, and there'll probably just be a little kind of like summing up, and then at 9:50 there will be a meditation, because at 9:50 is when the actual solstice is. So
yes, because I was going to say the solstice is actually the 21st, technically, by the calendar, but I guess we have to start the meditation before the solstice, so that when the solstice hits, we're there.
No, the solstice is on the 20th this year. It's on the 20th at 9:50. That's
at 9:50 p.m.
Yes. So
that means 1 minute. Where's my world clock? I always figure out I always have to go to world clocks for that, because I'm so into time zones in this physical realm. 9:50 p.m. Okay, that's going to be about Australia. Okay, so New Zealand would be about 6 o'clock in the morning.
But you have to remember, for them it's different, because they will be having their equinox when we have our solstice, because Australia has its solstice in December, because that's the middle of their summer. So it is slightly different, but it is a doorway. It's still a doorway.
It's still a doorway, yeah. Okay.
For whatever they leave that side of the world.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I was just looking on that. So 9 o'clock. Wow. So we're going to be finishing, say, roughly about just after 10 p.m.
Yeah, we'll be finishing. We'll be finishing at 10. I mean, we are going to live stream it now for people who can't get there. Now, we prefer for people to come, so those who are based in England, if they can come. But for some people abroad, I said we'll do a stream. However, we're not going to include the workshops in this in the
In the
stream.
stream, yeah. Okay, so the presentation and the talks are going to be in the stream, but the workshops, you'd have to be
But
there to participate.
yeah,
That sounds cool then. So
yeah,
we can actually really get people online involved as well. You don't have to necessarily make it all the way to Birmingham to get involved.
yeah. Well,
Okay,
those
okay,
people
okay.
who live in the UK, I would expect them. I mean, London's not far. You could just come
Yeah,
up on there.
only 100 miles.
You know what I mean? And so anyway, there was a small fee for it because we had to pay for the listed building.
Yeah,
But
I
the
wouldn't expect them to be giving it away for free, being on ley lines and all sorts.
yeah, so we have to pay for the listed building. But to be honest, the presenters and those who are involved, they're not being paid. They're doing it out of service
Yeah,
to the earth
yeah,
because. You know, my kind of like emphasis is looking at these things from the perspective of the earth rather than from the perspective of people. And
yeah.
so, and because I had someone say to me, "Oh, well, couldn't you do it on the weekend without no school day and whatever?" And I says, "Well, the solstice isn't on the weekend without school day, and it's not for your convenience. It's actually
On
an
the dates happening with what he's doing, yeah.
yeah, and this is why I had to come on here and start explaining what it's actually about. It's not just another event
Yeah.
type
And a, and
thing.
a, and a dancehall party with alcohol and wine up and none of this stuff. It's not a business conference where you're coming to learn how to become a billionaire or a millionaire or start your empire. No, this is all about self-alignment and being in tune with yourself, with earth, and we're cleansing. We're cleansing the blockages in
Yeah,
earth.
so you'll go for purification, let's say. So we know what purification means. So, you know, it isn't a doorway and you step through it and go, yeah, that's it. It's a doorway that you step through whereby, okay, there's going to be something that you have to
You have
push
to
through
do.
in your
Yes.
reality and
We got
change.
work to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you might have something that you're fearful of. You might have something that you know is a hurdle for you. Well, what this doorway does, it supports you in stepping over that hurdle or into that. So
Mm,
you can bring through this new frequency. And there.
okay.
So, so
So like I was there now. So talk to me about the alchemy of the soul then, because
yeah.
from what I know, alchemy from growing up in this Western Hemisphere, we had an anime called Full Metal Alchemist, which was
All right.
one of the craziest animes of the early part of the millennium. And this young man was learning some type of magic and he was trying to transform his physical body from one form to another form. So a lot of us have this idea, oh, you can turn any gold into metal, and that's what most people think alchemy is. So
Mhm.
I'd rather you give us an explanation of alchemy itself and this process. Um,
Yes, so alchemy is a process of transformation, and I'm just going to transformation and transference, and I'm just going to break it down simply. As you grow, you go through an alchemical process. You go through an alchemical process physically, consciously.
mhm.
You're constantly changing,
Yeah.
and so it's a transformation using what I call the natural environment, because that's what it's there for. That's what Earth does. That's what Earth is, one big consciousness that shifts and change
Mm,
through through alchemy. So let's say, you know, really, I have given you the example because the actual alchemical process is, okay, life's going to give you an opportunity to change. So you've been begging, oh, I need this to happen in my life. So I really, really want it. So then in your reality, a doorway comes and say, all right, then if you want this to happen, you just need to step through that doorway, let go of that perspective that you've had, step through that doorway. So yeah, you're all scared and feeling all nervous because it's something you've never done before and you're having to do it. And so there's all this energetics going on inside and outside of you. But then when you bite the bullet and go, right, I'm going to do it, and you step through that doorway, the transmutation, the transformation, and finally the transference occurs because you've just gone through an alchemical shift. And so that's how our reality happens. It's all alchemy. And that's why I said to you, when we come to understand alchemy, we'll actually understand science. Science doesn't make no sense without the alchemy, because alchemy works on all levels. So mind, body, spirit, soul, psyche, consciousness, life, condition, reality. It's working on all those levels. It's not just, oh, we're observing this. This bit of it, it works on all levels. So that's why when you go through an alchemical shift, it's permanent, because you've actually transcended all those things on all those different levels.
Yes, so this is so just for those people who are so interested in becoming filthy rich. This is not about turning copper and other things into gold. This is actually about your soul and tuning your soul, turning your soul into gold, if you want to call it that, into its life form.
Yes,
that copper into gold.
but you know, the monetary thing is a part of it, because when you change alchemically, whether you have abundance or not will be reflected in that, and your perceptions will be changed, because you will probably see abundance in other ways, and then you may then choose to utilize those other ways. Let's say, you know, you might manifest a gift, and in manifesting that gift, you're able to create something that brings you abundance. So abundance isn't just monetary. Abundance is, you know, the abundance of the
Life
soul,
force, yes, yeah,
what the soul can manifest.
yeah.
So abundance comes in all forms. And you know, I mean, whilst I'm doing all this social media stuff, I have been looking on it, and there's all this manifestation, make money, spiritual stuff, and why you're blocked and things. But you know what? The person whose soul, I would say, is resonating at a high frequency, and you know, is in a point, in a place of oneness and unity. They are full, and they are always full, whether they have millions of pounds or not millions of pounds. So the abundance is within you. It's not an exterior things. There's people who have millions of pounds and still wanting more, because they're never full. They're never satisfied, because they're not fulfilled.
The belly full, but they're starving.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. The garnet soak. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a very deep perspective. I appreciate of your time, and you're giving us a piece of information and knowledge, so we can better grasp what this event is about, and you know, you stepping into the light of social media.
Exactly. That's a phenomenon in itself.
Yeah, definitely. So with that being said, I think we've got one or two more things left on the agenda, because we've probably got The 20, 25 minutes tops before we've hit the hour mark.
Yeah.
All right.
So what we're going to do is the three series. So just to give a bit more information on each of the topics. So today we're just going to do about the alchemy of the soul,
Yeah.
and so what I want to do is do a demonstration.
Okay.
So just briefly, I think I've already touched on it. You know, our world, our reality is all made up of frequencies. It's made up of light codes,
Do you have ID now? Yes. Okay. Sorry.
and 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 all and yeah. So we're made up of light, light codes, frequencies. So and also that's what the soul's made of. So nature is our nature.
Yes. Nature is our nature. All
So
right. All right.
yeah, so earth, water, air, fire, ether, etc. And so these are formed in templates, geometric formations. So you know, you might have flower of life, seed of life, the honeycomb or the hexagon, or you got the hexahedron,
Mm-hmm.
icosahedron, tetrahedron.
Fibonacci and so
Yeah.
forward. Yes.
Yeah, so that's all light and frequencies in geometric formations, which make our physical bodies and non-physical bodies, and also which is nature as well. So what happens to the soul, to our consciousness, is that when you're subjected to artificial information, and so when I say artificial information, I'm not talking about the AI stuff that's on the planet. I'm talking about artificial information in terms of what influences us. So from society, from culture, from education, from the media.
The
And
things that cause blockages, then these artificial informations that I assume cause many of the blockages we have in our mind space.
yes, because we base our reality on them. So that's a distortion. Remember, we're all consciousness. So when we start basing our reality on an artificial consciousness, which is not of our nature, then that automatically causes a distortion because we based our reality on not self, something else. So just as a side note, as I said earlier, but I like to look at things from the perspective of the earth. And so from the perspective of the earth, everything in our reality on this planet is basically a lie. Every single thing is basically a lie.
Okay.
Everything happening on the planet is just a distraction to keep you away from self. So whether it's wars, whether it's about race, whether it's about land, whether it's about money, whether it's about glamour, even some of the spirituality stuff that's coming out, it's just
Distractions.
a
Yeah.
big distraction. 99.9% of the planet has basically been played. All of the drama is just to keep you preoccupied. Keep you preoccupied, keep you fighting, keep you judging, keep you criticizing, keeping you separate. I don't care who you are, whatever. 99% of the planet has been played. So 99% of the planet's soul has been raped and pillaged. That's the only way I can put it. It's being raped and pillaged through consciousness. Yeah. And so it's raped and pillaged in its consciousness to the point of where truth is stranger than fiction. If you present the truth, no, everyone's going to say no way. No way, because because they're invested in what they've been told, what they've been told by their parents, what they've been told in their culture, what they've been told by school, what they've been told in society. All that is all training. It's all
mind control.
Yeah, or
Indoctrination. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Indoctrination, that one there.
yeah. So to me, or from the way I see it from the Earth's perspective, everybody's a victim. So no one group has been spared from this. And so if we was only able to kind of like look above and beyond, we would understand that you know, everybody has been affected. And the thing is, it's a very powerful thing, because if you can get everybody's consciousness focusing on one thing, so the one thing that's probably a distraction and stuff, then you have that power in your hand, because everybody's putting their energy into it.
Yeah.
So whether it's a certain indoctrination, whether it's a certain system or a certain ideology, when you put your energy into that, you're empowering that consciousness. So all this causes distortions.
That explains why sports has such a major effect on our lives, especially young boys, football and these things. We love it because these hundreds of thousands of men, millions of men have packed into these stadiums going, football being kicked. During the lockdown, quite interestingly, I seen one specific lady said, if all of these football hooligans took half of their football energy and looked at politics, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in. And, you know, from what you're saying here now, it's like, it really is 99% of Earth is, yeah.
So the question I imagine people are saying, well, how do we deal with this? How do we get out of it? Mm-hmm. The only way, in my opinion, is that you have to go back to nature. Because nature is your nature. So in that, you're able to heal. And so that's what takes you to the journey inwards into the depths of your soul, so that you can have a proper, real comprehension of what's going on. Because, you know, any sort of consciousness coming to you should really be filtered by your higher self, so that you get a proper perspective. But when it's filtered by the ego and the emotions, then, you know, you're just all over the place, because you're just acting according to your emotions. So what I wanted to demonstrate today was to do some sacred geometric healing, which was one of the healings that my guides first taught me when I was on this journey. And so basically we're working with the frequencies of nature. So you're going to be my my client.
Okay, all right. So we're not gonna get any aliens coming out with prods and pokes and all of this stuff.
So what I'm going to do, though, so I want people who are listening to also partake, because they're connected in. They can also partake in this. So all I'm going to do is work with some specific geometries, and then when I finish, I'll just ask you how you feel. Now, you know, I'm putting it out there. So if you didn't get nothing, if you didn't feel nothing, just say that. Don't worry about it.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, only truth will reign. So, but I will interact with you in terms of kind of like what I did and the purpose of it.
Okay, no problem.
So if listeners can you know, just sit comfortably, and just take a few deep breaths.
Let me get my foot rest in a nice place, son. Okay.
So I'm going to work on Negus, and then the listeners are going to tune into Negus at the same time. And so they may well also feel that frequency that I'm working with. So first of all, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and just focus on your heart center. So the heart chakra, not the physical heart. And so I just want you to take your consciousness into the heart.
Yeah.
And
Way
then,
down. So I got no distractions.
okay. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So just take your consciousness down into your heart and really feel that heart center. And then you can just visualize a crystal lotus flower sending white light out. So radiating in the center of your chest through the heart chakra. And whilst that's happening, what I want you to do is to root yourself and ground yourself. So if you have your own method, you can use that. If not, just pretend you're like a tree with deep roots. So you're anchored from the universe, from source, and you're rooted into the core of the earth. And so just before I start, I'm just going to put up a little protective shield and just make my space where I'm going to work with you just safe and just bring in some high vibrations. So once you've grounded yourself, just bring your focus back to your heart and see the light radiating out, and see that light radiating out into the rest of your body, and then also spreading out into your aura. And just feel yourself suspended in light, so radiating out into your space also. And just relax, and I'm just going to be 5 minutes. Just take a deep breath in and just relax. Deep breath in and then slow breath out. And relax. Just a couple more minutes. Okay, so just before you come back, you're just going to ground yourself again, and you're just going to bathe yourself in a ball of light. Once you're grounded, then you can just simply open your eyes. Hi, how are you?
Sorry. I felt my forehead here. There was some thing just going. Brother. Yeah. Completely distracted. I'm like, is that supposed to be happening? But yeah. Quite interested.
Right. Okay. So let's just ask you a couple of questions. So the main area they were working with was the third eye for you, yeah?
Yeah. I could
Okay.
feel it, and then I felt towards the end my root chakra,
Mhm.
my base chakra down there below the sacral.
Mhm.
Felt that one kick at one point.
Okay. So when you say you felt it, what did you feel?
A warm sensation. Wasn't
Right.
like the tornado that I'm used to, but
Mhm.
it was sparks. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. And just when you was in that stillness, did you have kind of, because I know you're kind of like you're a bit exposed, so I'm not going to ask you too many questions.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so when you was in that stillness, apart from the distraction in the third eye, was there kind of like any reoccurring thought pattern that,
Yeah, for
you
some
know,
reason, I just kept having thoughts flooding my head. I'm like, why is, what's going on here? Yeah. And then I thought, okay, maybe I need to silence this thought, or no, maybe I'm getting a message here. I need to pay attention. But I was getting these weird, like, for some reason, I was thinking about food, and I'm thinking to myself, why am I thinking about food? And it was just like, no, it's not that you need to eat. It's something you need to stop eating, I guess. But I was just getting weird thoughts,
right,
different things were just bombarding me.
right, okay, but you don't need to say no more on air,
Yeah.
but okay, so the things that you come into, so because they will be the things that you probably need to work through, and so this is how nature works with you. It will send you these inclinations. Now, you know, because food is about nourishment, so it's not necessarily physical food, but you know, maybe you need some more,
Hmm.
some more of nature. So I'll tell you what I did. So I worked with the sacred geometries, and I just put them in certain parts of your body. So what I did, I worked with a rutilated smoky quartz, and I put that in your earth star. And then and so the geometry was the seed of life. I put it in your earth star. And then I worked with your root chakra. And so in there, I put in a ruby, a crystal ruby, um, honeycomb structure. So for foundation, for good, because you need good structure and foundation. So then in your base chakra, so your root chakra for me is just below the soles of your
Yeah.
feet, and then your base chakra, which is in your groin area, there I put in a jasper, a red jasper hexahedron.
That's why I
Uh,
could feel the spark there. Okay.
okay, so yeah, I put a hexahedron. So hexahedron relates to Earth and earthly things. So then, in your sacral area, I put in a silver icosahedron, and so that relates to your water element. So on the vibrational plane, and then on in your solar plexus, I put in a gold tetrahedron, which we will work with your electromagnetic plane. So I put a gold tetrahedron in there. So working with the solar plexus. So then in your heart, I put in a green and pink octahedron. Yeah, so I'm working very much with the consciousness of the heart, and so it was a pink sapphire octahedron and a emerald green octahedron. In your throat, I put in a blue dodecahedron. So that's very much for communication with your higher self, and so that represents the ether. The octahedron represents the air. The tetrahedron represents the fire. So these are the elements in their geometric form, And so for your third eye, I put in a amethyst star tetrahedron. So like the Merkaba symbol.
Yeah.
So that's the one that was buzzing.
Okay. What's going on here? All right. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the Merkaba, and you in your Merkaba, that's where you do light travel. That's where you're able to really shift interdimensionally. And then in your crown chakra, I put in Metatron's cubed in the form of as a two light crystal. So that's so Metatron's cube contains the Merkaba, the five platonic solids, the flower and seed of life. So it's
Wow.
contained.
Very,
That was
very powerful.
your plan. And then at your soul star chakra, I put in the actual flower of life. And so I use an ascension crystal. It's just called an ascension crystal in the formation of the flower of life.
Okay.
So when you start working with nature and the elements in that way, it takes you on a completely different journey to understand yourself. And the journey is very much into yourself, because at the end of the day, you are nature. And so it helps you to see beyond what's happening on this plane in terms of all the drama that's being played out on the planet. It helps you to connect to those deeper parts of your soul that has that greater understanding. Yeah.
Thank you for that meditation.
Yeah, but so that is what will happen in a space, like the event that will have that we're having. It is that type of alchemy that will be taking place. So that's why I thought, well, let me just do a little demo. Have you been joined by somebody else?
Yes. We've been joined by Alchemy UK. Well, Alchemy UK.
Oh, is that Anne-Marie? Hi, Anne-Marie, you all right?
Oh, I'm on live.
Yes, you are. How you doing? I see the
My
request and I was like, I
goodness.
need to bring her in. We
I'm
got
just
Ragazine
sitting here building some shells. Okay, sorry.
No,
I wasn't
that's
expecting to come live.
You're
Yes. I think you requested from the start of the live, so I thought, okay, let me actually bring you in before we close because I didn't want to be rude.
Right, okay. I thought I was just coming in to listen.
Yes, did you
Yeah,
enjoy the live? I should ask then. Thank you
right.
for joining us.
I enjoyed the meditation. Thank you, Golda.
You're welcome. Well, Anne-Marie is one of the presenters. So, whilst you're
Nice to meet
Hey,
you.
nice to meet you.
you might as well explain just a little bit about your talk and your workshop.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So so I'm an interior designer, and recently restarted my business, Starseed Interiors. And so much of my work over the past 20 years has been exploring the nature of space. And so I came to see how there were the physical spaces, but there were also spaces in between. And it was those spaces in between that I really wanted to access, not really knowing what that meant until I went on a deeper metaphysical journey and come to understand, there is actually something else, much like the multidimensional spaces that Golden mentioned. So yes, I will be exploring the consciousness of space and what that means for us and how it impacts us on a daily basis and how we're interacting with it. And then I'll be also sharing a crystal healing bowl, crystal
Crystal
bowl
bowl
healing,
healing. Yes. Okay.
ceremony. Sorry, you really caught me off guard. So
Sorry
it'd be
about that.
lovely to meet you. I hope you can make it.
Yeah, man. We'll certainly
Yeah.
be there. Yes. As
Great.
Malcolm X says, by any means necessary.
Yes, by the grace.
By the grace. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing
Thank
the knowledge.
you. Take
Yeah,
care.
there you go.
Bye.
Bye for now. All right. Anne-Marie. So that's one of the hosts that's going to be joining us. If you guys follow her, Anne-Marie, Alchemy UK. I should have asked how to pronounce that name before I sent her off. Alchemy UK. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Working with individual spaces and in between spaces.
Yeah. So the key is alchemy, and that's the alchemy within me is the key.
Alchemy. Oh, joyful. Thank you. So I don't want to keep Golden too long tonight because I know you've got to go into your hibernation meditation again. any more questions in my mind at this present moment. So next week, Thursday, and then Thursday after. So we've got 2 more conversations. What are we going to be talking about next week?
So So next week we're going to go into the technology of the Earth and talk about the Earth mind and the Earth consciousness. So I'll make that a bit more clearer next week because this is kind of like just putting in a summary, try to get in. So I'm going to be talking about that next week, and then the following week I'll talk about the co-creation between the soul and the Earth and the cosmos and nature, and just a little bit about suppression and how suppression can really kind of like derail your consciousness, which everybody already knows, but really even you know a not something that we would call not too traumatic, but how that can derail you. So just a simple comment made by a parent, how it can derail a child. And so it's being mindful of what you're putting out there to your child, because I'm tired of hearing, oh, how come the children are like this, the pitney are this and that. And I was thinking, but they're your children. We're the parents. They're like that. They're like that because of us. And so so we really need to kind of like take responsibility for that, and kind of like start stepping differently. So that's what we'll be looking at in the final week. It's kind of like a difficult subject. Like I said, it takes years of kind of like understanding it, and I don't really expect listeners who haven't been sort of like in this
journey,
to understand. So it's just best if you come and feel it for yourself, and then you'll know. Then you know it.
Participate, join the classes, get into the meditation, active. It's what we call applied knowledge. I always differentiate between acquired knowledge and applied knowledge. Or in other words, there's information that you can learn. That's just stagnant, static information. But then you've got applied knowledge, things that you learn that you can apply to your life that can help change your life. So this would be one of the great subjects of applied knowledge, certainly.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd just like to say, thank you for your time and everything, because you've been helping me out and helping me on this on
this
the
journey.
platform.
Yeah.
It's the journey of the platforms. I've done, my inner journey is no problem.
On the technology journey.
I'm not against technology, because to be honest, it's been a saving grace in my life. How I can do things like this, and this, and then it means I got more time for the inner journey. So
the advantages. Much appreciated, loved, and as always, thank you for giving us the knowledge and being a guiding light in the world, because the world needs enough guiding light. 99% just trapped in a dark state, and that's deep. But it's the first I've actually heard that in my nearly 40 odd years on Earth in such a context. So mind blowing.
But that topic itself, that can be a whole show by itself. I just touched it. You know what I mean?
You just threw right in there, like, listen, guys, this is what's going on, yeah.
It's just planting the seed to just say, listen, you know what I mean. This, if you really want to get a grasp and an understanding, you have to go deep within yourself, within your soul, because your soul, think about it, it's a part of source. So why are you neglecting it? Everything you need to know is in that, and we're trained to kind of like not trust ourselves, not just to stay away from ourselves, deal with everything outside of yourself. And so you got to ask yourself the question: why is that? Because my greatest journey on earth is that journey I took in, and that journey I took inwards is basically never ending, because there's just so much
Infinite, eternal, as the source is. Yes.
Yeah. So we need to really sit down and think. Well, why have we gone that way? And also, you know, consider that whatever predicament you're in, I'm telling you, everyone else is in it. There are no victims on this planet. The whole planet is a victim, as far as I can, as far as I can see. And so we really need to address this within ourselves. Now, you don't address it outside of yourself. You have to address it within yourself, because that separation that's outside of yourself is caused from the separation that's been created within yourself. So I'll leave it at that.
Yes. All right. That's a beautiful one to land on. The separation from without is caused from within. That's deep. All right. So next week Thursday again, 8 till 9. I'll try and do my meditation earlier. It gets busy on the phones, and I'm like, I need some time and space. So I have to give myself more self-time and self-focus. That's just one thing that I've taken from this journey recently, that I really need to give myself time, not just constantly dedicate to the world of things and pleasing the world and doing things for the physical world. It's really about the inward journey and where that leads you to for this great path. It's a very, very, very great path, I'd say. But I'm not going to try and say too much, because you just hit the hammer on the nail, as they call it. Put the cherry on the icing on the cake and all of that stuff. So next week, Thursday, 8 till 9, and then the following Thursday, we'll be back online with some more knowledge, more information as we guide you on the way to the summer solstice event, Earth Consciousness with the Daughters of Earth. I pray thee safety.
Yeah, but I just want to say that they can, I don't know if I mentioned, but they can get tickets from Eventbrite, or they can go directly onto my website.
Your website, yeah, and get tickets for the event in June. That's for the June event, the summer solstice.
Yeah, that's for the June event. But if anyone's got any questions, then you know they can just do me Instagram.
All right, so make sure you guys are following Surf UK, iSalt UK, and get your questions in there. Please book your tickets for the summer solstice event. I'd like to see you there. You light workers, the key workers, we need you there. And if you can't turn up in the physical, we're gonna be setting up the online. So those who can't make it to the UK, hopefully. Well, I'm not sure if we can hold 10,000 people in the hall. So for everybody else who's not going to be able to make it to Birmingham or to the UK, we're going to organise to get an online link. You can book the online tickets, and you'll get to have some type of participation in the event for the day. So for now, take the journey within, find the inner peace. As I always say, inner peace is the path to the eternal peace. So walk the journey.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll catch you all later. Blessings.
And thank you to everyone who's listening. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for everyone who's tapped in on the live, everyone who passed through. We've still got a few more people here, so let me just give some big ups. Inner Light Academy, hetep. LFB Consultants, big up. Universal for 9, hetep, and Alchemy Key UK. I need to pronounce that correct. Anne-Marie, big up Anne-Marie. Big up. Thank you to everyone who passed through on the live, who stayed throughout the conversation, and who's going to be chiming in later to watch it while it stays on the wall. This is going to be on my Instagram wall from now till that kingdom come, or whatever kingdom comes for this world. And we'll catch you all later.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye.